Welcome to our dinner bell, everybody. I hope you're with me every week to ring this bell together and get back to the table. Today, I'm doing another one of my favorites that is sought after and everybody loves this recipe. It's a chicken marsala. A chicken marsala comes from the village of Marsala in Sicily. What do I mean by that? Not the chicken itself, but the Marsala wine that is the liquid in the reduction process and gives you that beautiful flavor. Unlike many other chefs, I do not use sweet Marsala. I use Marsala that is a dry Marsala, and it's called a Marsala fine, F-I-N-E, which means fine or aged. That Marsala needs to be aged minimum of 1 year in oak barrel, otherwise it cannot be called that. The other Marsalas may be a little bit cheaper, but they're gonna have 14 to 17% of residual sugar content, and they're gonna make your food very sweet. Sometimes we use sweetness to mask things. In this case, you don't need to do any of those things. You're gonna have this earthiness of these 3 different mushrooms that we're gonna use. It's gonna be a portobello, it's going to be a shiitake, which has got that beautiful smoky flavor, and a baby portobello that we refer to as a cremini. Now, if you don't have some of these mushrooms and you want to use your own mixture of mushrooms in your refrigerator, do not worry. The mushroom police will not arrest you, and I do not need to worry about bailing you out. So you're just fine. Make the recipe yours. Let's start, shall we? First of all, about portobellos. Remember, mushrooms, like any other ingredient, have an amazing exterior skin that protects them from water. So what you need to do with your portobellos, you need to peel them. A lot of people don't do this, but they don't understand by not doing this, the only penetration of flavor is going to be from the inside of the mushroom. This way, your entire mushroom absorbs the flavor, and remember, mushrooms are a beautiful sponge for flavors. Now, another thing, when you're going to grill mushrooms, and especially portobellos, this step is crucial. If you're not doing it, again, don't worry, nothing is going to happen. This is going to go down there. A lot of times, I save those trimmings and those peelings because when I do my vegetable stocks, that's when it's used. Now, when you want to take the stem out, instead of cutting it, look at this. Just wiggle it a little bit, and it comes right off. Another thing about portobellos, these gills that we refer to as gills are extremely potent when it comes to dye and color. So shave those off a little bit, and you will see your food will not change color as much. In this case, irrelevant, because you want that dark color of Marsala anyway. So I'm gonna leave some of those intact. We shave this, and look how we're gonna cut these. In nice, thick ribbons, so they keep their meaty texture. There's our portobello. Now look at these shiitakes, everybody. Now I'm changing knives. This is a utility knife. We're gonna cut this stem off. This stem, you cannot take it with your hand. It is very woody, and you want those out. And a lot of times, chefs that don't do that, or people at home don't do this, they have that woody texture, and it's not very pleasing. So there is our stems. Done. And if it breaks, do not worry about it. Now, we got the little creminis or baby portobellos. Stem right out. I am a big believer. If you're gonna call something a specific name, make sure there is enough in it so everybody can enjoy it. So we're gonna be very, very generous with the mushrooms. Otherwise, what's the point? Now look at this. The same you can do with the creminis. You see those? I did one without it. I'm doing one with it. One is gonna absorb more liquid and Marsala, one is not. Your flavors, your palate sings with these flavors. So we're gonna do the same thing now. Beautiful, beautiful texture. Oh my God. Oh wait, I have one white, large jumbo white as well. And we're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna have a lot of mushroom. You're gonna love me tonight, I tell you, with the amount of mushroom we're using. Now, we have all of our mushroom done. Let's pick this up, put it on this plate. And this is what a mise en place means, putting everything in its place in French. We gotta also cut the shiitake, which we can put on top of each other, turn around, and slice. A little bit thinner, why? Because they're a little bit more woody. You want them to cook at the same time. we have these done. For our starch, we're gonna use potatoes. And look how I'm cutting them. In nice thin slices, and you're gonna see why. Because then they're gonna cook the same time as the rest of the chicken is, and they're gonna absorb the moisture and the flavor inside that large surface area. When we come back, I'm gonna start the cooking process. But before we do that, I'm gonna first show you how to pound chicken, how to make it evenly spread out so it would cook nice, juicy with a beautiful, intense flavor. And we're gonna cook the potatoes together. So don't go anywhere. Maybe refresh your coffee, but I'll see you when you come back. Ciao. What else do you want from me? Welcome back, everybody. It's chicken marsala time. So first, I'm going to season my water with a little bit of salt because the potatoes that I showed you on the segment prior to going to break gotta get a little bit warmed up and open their pores. So when we add them to the pan where we're cooking the chicken marsala in, they are able to absorb and they're not just going to sit there and wait for a while. So we're gonna basically trick the potato into becoming a sponge for flavor. We're gonna add enough salt in this water so we make sure that the water is seasoned. Otherwise, what is the point for 1? 2, then your potato is just going to be starch with no flavor. And that's what happened. Right now, let me bring the potato to the water with the skin and let it go in there and come with me. This is what I want to talk to you about. The chicken. The chicken we have an issue with, and that is, first of all, look at the color of this chicken and look at the size of this chicken breast. This is what an organic chicken breast is supposed to look like. This is what a chicken breast is supposed to be, the size. Those jumbo ones, they're like cow breasts. They don't even look like chicken breasts. So they're absolutely ridiculous. But with that said, the problem with chicken breast is the lobe of the chicken breast is thicker than the tail. And this lobe takes longer time to cook. By the time the chicken breast the lobe is cooked, the tail is already dry. So what we're gonna do is we're going to, again, do the following. We're gonna dedicate this cutting board to doing chicken. But before we do that, let's do our other preparation so we don't have to worry about cleaning the cutting board. The only thing that I'm missing is this baby called a shallot, which is from the alien family, the same family as onion, leeks, garlic. We're gonna cut it in half and we're gonna use nature's help to dice it for us. We're gonna first cut it in half moons. Pick this baby up, bring it together, and look what's gonna happen now. And I'm just gonna follow lines now. It's already diced for you. Look, I'm gonna get to the middle, and it's gonna be a little bit, now I'm gonna drop it again. I've shown you in the previous show when we worked with onions for our bolognese or meat sauce. So there is our shallots. I have the pan, a little bit of pan, the pan is heating up very gently. I'm gonna put this in the pan with no oil. There is very little heat. Nothing's gonna happen to it. Why am I doing this? Because I'm clearing my surface so I can work on my chicken. Now I can work with my chicken here. I'm gonna bring the chicken. This is what I wanna share with you. Look at this, everybody. This is gotta be the same thickness as this. So how are we gonna achieve that? We're going to do this, and then now with the knife, we're gonna place it on the tail. The palm of your hand on the lobe of the chicken, and you're just gonna shave. Never move the knife except straight. Now look what. Now you have the same thickness. So this baby is gonna cook evenly, the same as the tail. But this is not gonna be thrown away. That's also gonna go in that pan. It's just gonna go a little bit later because it's gonna take less time for it to cook. Let's do the same with this. And now we have the chicken breast. Look at this. We have 2 of the shavings and 2 chicken breasts exactly the same thickness. When we come back, first wait a minute. I gotta wash my hand. I gotta clean the surrounding area because we do not want to mix raw chicken with anything else. When we come back, we're gonna sear the chicken and we're gonna start the cooking process. This dish is so quick, you will be absolutely amazed how fast it's gonna come together. I'll see you in a few. Go get a cup of coffee, will you? Ciao. What else do you want from me? Welcome everybody. Welcome back to Marsala time. It's chicken Marsala time. Hands are washed. There's no more chicken anywhere except on that cutting board. And this is what we're gonna do. We're not gonna touch it with our hands anymore. First of all, we're gonna season one side of the chicken. A little bit of salt, and look where my hand is. It's not down there, it's up here. Not because I'm afraid of the chicken, it's because you want your seasoning to rain on your ingredient, not spot seasoning. Then we're gonna take a little bit of white pepper, which is the black peppercorn with the exterior skin removed. I am gonna mention these times anytime I use these ingredients or these spices, because I want you to remember this. I want this to be engraved in your mind. I want you to put me to shame when it comes to cooking, because I know you can. Now, the side that is seasoned is gonna go down into the flour. We call this process dredging. Now the side that is not seasoned is gonna go re-season. Don't wait to put the other piece of chicken in the flour and try to season them both. You will forget. Then you will under-season or over-season one. Now, we're gonna take this one and put it in the flour as well. And now we're gonna season with salt. But I only did the salt because I now remember I gotta put the pepper on both as well. Why are we doing this with the chicken and dredging it in flour? First, let me tell you, if you have gluten-free friends coming over or gluten-intolerant friends, you use cornstarch that is GMO, non-GMO cornstarch or rice flour. You're gonna get the same result and you don't have to worry about the presence of gluten. We're gonna tap this a little bit and we're gonna dredge it with flour on the other side. The reason we do this, any ingredient with low water fat content, high water content, you want to create a dry surface so it will sear. Now let's increase heat under our shallots that have no oil in it. Bring this beautiful chicken over here. Shake it a little bit. Shake it a little bit and come over here with me. So we have our chicken. We're gonna drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in that pan now. And you notice the shallots are just beginning to sizzle a little bit because I turned the heat on. They were sitting in a basically lukewarm pan. And I'm gonna now take the chicken, shake, and go in the pan. Everything in that same pan, everybody, everything is gonna be a very beautiful, simple, yet sophisticated dish. Now I'm gonna grab this baby, and season this side of it as well, because I'm not gonna waste that. And my floor director and my camera guys, they're gonna kill me if I waste that. Are you kidding me? We let one side go. Listening? That's the train to Flavor Town right there. That's what's going on. Now, flip it. And look how fast that is. I wish all of you, oh my God, what just happened? What just happened? Look at this steam that's coming up. That's the shallots. And the white pepper just heated up due to the heat of the pan. Look how quick this is gonna happen. Bring out the potatoes that are just warmed up in that lukewarm water and put them in. Bring the mushrooms, slide them in. Look what you're doing. You're creating a dome of moisture over the chicken breast. Now, with the help of a little bit of salt we're going to sprinkle over the mushroom so the mushrooms can release their water content and start cooking. A little bit of the white pepper as well. Everybody thinks cooking is difficult. It is not. Simplify it for yourself. Enjoy food. So what? So what if once or twice it doesn't turn out exactly how you expected it? Keep repeating that mistake. That's how you become a master. You cannot stop doing what you need to do. Now, we're going to deglaze this beautiful pan with a lot of marsala. Why am I wasting my time here? There is the marsala. Let the cooking begin. I'll see you when you come back. What else do you want from me? Welcome back, everybody. We're getting close. Food is all about balance. So what we're gonna do is we have that beautiful marsala that is reducing in that pan. We're gonna add a little bit of acidity to it with the help of some little bit of lemon. I love these gadgets. These lemon squeezers, they're absolutely great. And look at the amount that I'm putting in there. This is not a lemon sauce. This is a marsala sauce. So we want to make sure that the marsala does the majority of the speaking here. So now what we do is, there is something that you all know called umami, or fifth sense of palate and flavor, which is the savory. Worcestershire sauce, that's where it exists. Soy sauce is another one. Anything fermented has umami in it, so, or it increases the umami factor, if that's a better way of putting it. Next, chicken broth that has been reduced. You can all do this at home. What you do, you buy a can of chicken broth, you buy few chicken wings or necks from the butcher right there where you buy it, and you put it in a pan, pour your chicken broth over it, reduce it by half. You're gonna have this gelatinous, magnificent chicken broth. That goes in there to increase the quantity of our sauce and again balance liquidity versus the solids. Move this baby around. Nice. Now, we don't use butter in cooking just because we want to use butter. Of course, butter on a bumper of a car tastes good, but that doesn't mean that we should overdo it everywhere and with everything. One tiny piece of butter, this is it for this entire dish. It's done for emulsifying purposes, bringing flavors together. That means allowing all the ingredients that are loose in that liquid to marry. Now, this is kind of boiling right now, but we don't want to boil the butter too long, otherwise the water and the fat are going to separate and they're not going to do the emulsifying thing. So what we got to do is now we move this around off heat, and then I want you to come with me and plate this. Before I do anything, first thing I want to do is I want to taste this baby. Oh, what did I just do? Look at these beautiful chicken breasts. And they're all done. This is real-time cooking, everybody. They're done. Another one, just drop it right there. Those are the little pieces that we drop here. And look what we're gonna do now. Ready? Forget about taking these one at a time and plating it. Let the topography of the chicken do the talking. Look. Wait a minute. What am I doing here? How dare I? Let me tell you how it tastes. A little bit of the chicken, some of the potato, some of the mushrooms. Let me see if I'm good or not. I hope all of you can see this. Look at that chicken. Look at that chicken. Look at that chicken. Now, the perfect bite. Little bit of the chicken. Look at this potato. Cream, just like cream. The beautiful portobello, meaty. I can't even have a hard time cutting it. It's so beautiful. I love you all. Keep cooking and keep manifesting your love through food, because that's what I do. Why? Because you give me that energy every time. You're drooling. Love myself. I'll see you next week. And remember, I'm here for you. Anytime, connect with me and communicate with me. Ciao. See you on the next dinner bell.